I mean, it's such a bop. It's such a bop, right?
Hey.
What's up, y'all? Stephanie
Hey,
Hypes
guys.
here. I got my tag team partner over here, Miss Krssi Love. Thank you. See, I want the heart thing. It makes me so upset every time.
Oh,
It doesn't do it for
sorry.
me because I don't have a Mac. Anyway, welcome to Know Your Role on
Hey,
Body Slam
guys.
Net, the Friday post show, the SmackDown Friday SmackDown post show. What just said? I don't even know what I just said. Anyways,
We're going
welcome
back.
everybody.
Yep.
It is the go home show, the final SmackDown before Money in the Bank, which is tomorrow. And we are back to our non-brunch PLEs, and I don't know how to feel about it. I gotten used to my mimosas and muffins
in the mornings, in the afternoon,
in the morning,
yes.
early afternoon PLEs. We are back to, I guess, wings tomorrow. I guess you need to order some wings or something.
Oh, that sounds. I get some, or pizza.
Or pizza. Like, what's Canadian? I want to order something Canadian. What's Canadian? Like syrup? I can order syrup.
Breakfast.
Breakfast. Okay. Order breakfast.
You use maple syrup. You have pancakes.
Okay. Syrup on some steak. I'm joking.
Chicken waffles, friends. Wings.
Okay. Okay. We can go for waffles. I don't know. Welcome everybody. I see some familiar faces in the chat. George, B for Bailey, Jason 1. You might be a new one. Thank you guys for joining us tonight on this lovely Friday. It's 4th of July weekend here in America. So a long weekend for a lot of people. I just got done telling Miss Krssi I've been working from home today. So that's always nice. You don't really have to dress up. So always a good time. Like I said, it was a SmackDown before Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is tomorrow. So you might see us breeze through SmackDown here a little bit because we are going to do some Money in the Bank predictions for tomorrow. Who we think is going to win, who we think is going to lose, why, who might show up. I don't know. So let's get into it. SmackDown, pretty solid show. It was very straightforward, which I appreciate. A good surprise there at the end of the show that I kind of wasn't expecting, to be honest. So we will get there. But I do love the beginning of SmackDown. We had a yeet and yay off, and I absolutely loved it. We had Jey Uso come out. We had Real LA Knight coming out. Both are participants in the Money in the Bank ladder match tomorrow. And they basically went back and forth, right? They were like, "Oh, Yeet's better than anything else," and oh yeah, all of Toronto's gonna be saying yeah, and they just went back and forth. What?
I said those are the only two that got to really talk. Besides, and then the one that came out at the end, which is Drew. Yes.
I mean, it makes sense. They're the two most popular, the two most over in that match. Obviously, people are loving Drew's work as well. It made sense. I think all the other guys are Raw, so I think that's why they didn't come out because they're not SmackDown guys. Well, no, because Jay's Raw.
Yeah, and it's
never mind. My whole theory just got thrown in the trash. I take it back.
Melo is SmackDown.
Melo SmackDown. LA Knight SmackDown. Drew and Jay are Raw, and who am I missing? Oh, Andrade is Raw. Yeah, and Chad is Raw. So they had actually a lot of them didn't come out. I guess anyway. I take it all back. Don't listen to me. Anyway, so they had a fun time going back and forth with the crowd, the yeet, the yay, who's more over, who's gonna, get a better chant. They went through that. And then the Scottish psychopath was sick of all of it. He was like, just shut up. Andrade came out, Chad came out, Carmelo came out. None really being able to talk that much at all. However, Drew did come out and have some words to say. He basically said, shut up. We know what you're going to say. You're yeeting the bank and whatever. And he told Chad he feels bad for him. As we know, Chad's been going through it over on Raw with the Wyatt Six. Mello, he basically said, you're looking up to the guy who is him. And Mello got a little pissed about it, if you will. Andrade, I think he just kind of ignored. Andrade was chilling in the corner. of the ring, which is
Yeah.
hilarious to me. So anyway, so he goes through it. Tons of CM Punk chants just being thrown at Drew every chance he gets.
Always.
Yeah, and so this all ended, of course, with them scrapping in the ring. Jay and LA Knight standing tall, kind of together. I don't quite know what that means for tomorrow. And we'll get to predictions in a little bit. But I think a lot of people are kind of banking on Jay or LA Knight winning this. So the fact that they were kind of standing tall at the end of that segment, I don't know. We'll see. But they basically laid out Drew. Was what they did. So I don't know. I guess we'll see how it goes. I don't know, guys. You tell me in the comments who is going to win the men's Money in the Bank, and I will get to our predictions here in a little bit.
Yeah.
Next match, we got to see Pretty Deadly back in the ring again. It's been a while, right?
Yes.
So Pretty Deadly versus the Street Profits, with B-Fab on the sidelines. Great match, wonderful match. It's great to see.
Wardrobe.
What? She is not. She is not. If you've been following along, Miss Krssi is very disappointed in B-Fab's wardrobe choices. However, hello Jeffrey, I do see you. Hello. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe the channel is now monetized, and I do believe you can now do super chats.
Yes, you can do a super chat, guys. So give us a super chat. This is a self-funded channel. We work on this, so your super chats are greatly appreciated.
Always welcome. Always welcome. Of course, subscribe, like, share, tell your friends, tell your mom.
Everybody.
Tell everybody. Anyway, so the Street Profits, and again, it's always good to see Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins out there. Congratulations, by the way, to Angelo Dawkins, who we just got married, and he's expecting a second child, which is amazing. So congratulations to him. However, it was a great match. I saw a lot of people tweeting about how they want Montez Ford pushed as a single star and that he's incredibly underrated, which he is. I mean, he's kind of been in this tag team for an upwards of 8 years now, between NXT and main roster. They've held the titles on main roster one time in 3 years.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are like, either get behind the tag team or let's just try it. Let's try and see them going separate in their separate ways and see how they do.
Yeah.
I think Montez was obviously shining. Angelo Dawkins was shining in his own right. So we'll see. However, the Street Profits did pick up the win here. Finally. They picked up a dub.
Yes.
And we'll see where it goes from there. You then have a segment with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller in the back. They are excuse me. They are defending their tag team championships later in the night in the main event against DIY. And you have Grayson Waller kind of giving a pep talk, kind of like, Theory, you got to get it together, because Theory is the problem. I think a lot of people are expecting a Theory face turn here sooner or later. So a lot of people were clamoring if it was going to happen tonight, what's going to happen. Right. So it was a great segment. Again, kind of just teasing that babyface heel turn with Austin Theory, which will be interesting. I think since we've known Austin Theory, he's been heel or a heelish character. Even in the way, I think he kind of started babyface, but had like heel antics. So it'll be interesting to see how he is as a babyface, if that's where they're going. So we will see. There was in a segment in the back with Bayley talking about, she's a previous Money in the Bank winner and how do you make this successful? How do you become champion? She was talking, and then all of a sudden Chelsea Green, the hometown hero, comes out, cuts Bayley off, and she's like, you don't worry about it. I'm going to be Money in the Bank winner anyway. I'm coming after your title. She said, I'm thinking of a couple ways that don't include me climbing ladders. on how to get how to win. She's gonna have so many little antics and like things that she's trying to do just to get this briefcase. I think it will be quite hilarious. So we will see. But then all of a sudden, Piper Niven comes out of nowhere and attacks Bayley, rams her up against the wall. And then they made a match official for tonight. Bayley versus Piper Niven, a Clash of the Castle rematch, if you will, against the two, with Naomi in Bayley's corner and Chelsea Green, of course, in Piper Niven's corner.
Yes.
So, of course, you know that probably means some shit's gonna happen. Then they show the recap of the Bloodline 2.0's attack on Paul Heyman last week.
Like, how many times are we keep watching the same thing over and over and over?
Because we're really concerned
about Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman, okay? Like, is he okay? We don't know. I guess we'll see. Next up, we had the women's tag team championship match with Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair versus Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae.
Was it like a qualifier, like for them to go against the other team?
Kind of. I mean, they cut a promo afterwards. I'm sorry. Jade and Bianca won. No shocker, anybody. And they said, yeah, we're coming back after our titles.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping them warm. So I'm assuming they might be setting up a tag match for SummerSlam. Either that or before SummerSlam. I don't know.
Probably not.
I guess we'll see. I think a lot of people, again, are like waiting for Jade to turn. And I'm like, I don't know if it's that time yet.
I don't think that she would do that, though.
I don't think it's that time. It's too early. I think they have her with Bianca for a reason. They complement each other very well. They're a great tag team. So I think a lot of people just assumed because they dropped the titles that this was going to a singles feud or something. I'm not quite sure. But they did cut a promo at the end saying that they were coming after their titles from Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. So I guess we'll see what happens. I'm not sure if it happens at SummerSlam or afterwards or before. I guess we'll find out.
I mean, it could be something probably like for a SummerSlam, I would think.
I would think so. I mean, I'm assuming you're want Jade and Bianca on your SummerSlam card in some way.
Oh, you would want.
Correct. Let's read some of the comments here. Jade needs to gain confidence before they drop that shoe. Oh, for her to be a singles competitor, I agree. Yeah. I mean, she has plenty of confidence. I just think when you're paired with someone who is incredible as Bianca is, it brings the best out of other people. And so I believe she is even better when she's paired with Bianca. So we will see. George said yams and guns. 2 times women's champions. Oh, George, you and your yams and guns, man. Hilarious. Thanks, George. Jeffrey said, who's going to be with the former tribal chief Roman Reigns when he returns and confronts the Bloodline?
No Blainers, the Usos and Honorary Uso. Duh. Come on. Jeffrey.
I don't know. Jimmy still hasn't made up with them. Jay's on a whole different show.
But as you see, he will show up on SmackDown.
This is true. He showed up today. Well, I'm assuming if this leads to Survivor Series, like we don't know exactly when Roman's returning, but I could see Roman recruiting, somehow getting Jay to trust him, and somehow getting it'll be interesting to see how they go. But I'm assuming this is going to happen at like Survivor Series. When Roman comes back,
and I think Roman comes back at SummerSlam. If you watch we'll get the ending of the end of the night. And we'll talk about that promo.
Correct. Then you see Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton entering the arena. Randy Orton, if you caught it, is eyeing the title over Cody's shoulder while he is walking behind him the whole time. Quite literally. So, again, this is another time we've now caught him staring at the title that Cody is holding. Again, I think a good foreshadowing to, I think I have my own prediction about it, but I think we might see Randy RKOing the Nightmare here pretty soon.
Love to see it.
Then Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes then entered the ring, to address the bloodline. It was then revealed by Kevin Owens that 5 days ago he had flown back home to Quebec because his mom was rushed to the hospital. He did not say what's going on. He just said that she's fighting for her life. Right. And he said up until today, that is where he was, in the hospital with his mom, and that he didn't miss SmackDown, and he won't miss Money in the Bank because his mom would be pissed at him because she always taught him to do what he loves and put your all into that. Mm-hmm. And he said that she'd be pissed if I had skipped it to stay in the hospital. So obviously a lot weighing on his mind right now while he's performing right for us. Mm-hmm. And so obviously we send our thoughts and prayers to his mother. Hopefully she comes out of it. Hopefully she makes a good, speedy recovery, a smooth recovery with whatever's going on. But that has to be heavy. It has to be heavy.
Yeah. You could tell like his tone, his tone of his voice, the way he looks. He doesn't want to be here, but he knows he has a job to do and he has to perform. And he has to, and what his mom would tell him to do is like go back out there and do and like get it done. Yeah. So I commend him for like, doing that and still being like vulnerable, because he didn't have to tell anyone about this. You know what I'm saying? Like he could have just kept it in the wrap.
He didn't. But that's the thing that people love about Kevin Owens. He's very real, and he's always been pretty straightforward. And his whole gimmick as a wrestler is that he calls out bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. He calls out the stuff that no one else is supposed to call out. And so him being real with us and letting us know what's going on with him, where he's kind of been, why he hasn't really done any appearances in the last week. But it was really nice that he was kind of in his home country crowd and they were giving him all that love and all that support and just giving him that ovation. Because I'm sure that fuels him in a time where I'm sure his heart and his head are very heavy. Because I'm sure all he's thinking about is getting back to his mom and being with her. So kudos to him. Kudos to all the wrestlers, because I don't know how they do it sometimes, stepping away from their families, especially in times of need. That has to be hard. Drew McIntyre, his wife went into emergency surgery while he was in Scotland. Like, just stuff like that. That's like, wow. We just don't think about, because sometimes we're able to just go be with our families because we need to be. We're not traveling. So it has to be hard. So anyway, our thoughts and prayers with his mom. Hopefully she makes a speedy recovery. Next up, we had the match with Bayley versus Piper Niven. The gals from the Money in the Bank ladder match were all in the audience surrounding the ring. So Io was out there. Lyra Valkyria, Chelsea Green, of course, was escorting Piper Niven. As well as Naomi, who was escorting Bayley, and Zoe Stark. So just to throw something in there, I don't know if you guys watched the kickoff show earlier today that happened, but it was announced that Trish Stratus is the host of Money in the Bank this weekend in Toronto. And Zoe Stark brought up Trish Stratus in her promo, saying that once again, Trish is trying to steal her spotlight. This weekend was supposed to be about her and her time and be Money in the Bank. And then Trish had to go and announce that she's now hosting the weekend and she's trying to steal her spotlight. Again, we will get to our predictions, but my prediction is Trish will be causing Zoe to lose that ladder match.
I mean, she wasn't going to win to begin with, but whatever.
She wasn't, but they also did have the story with Trish and Zoe and never followed up with it. So this is maybe now the time. Hopefully they actually feud and it's not just Trish costing her and she goes away. So we'll see. What where was I at? Oh, the match with Bayley and Piper. Good match. Obviously, this was all set up to just get the Money in the Bank ladies out there. They all, of course, started scrapping on the sides of the ring, and they end up chasing each other all around the ring, punching each other. Tiffany came out, said it's all about her. It's Tiffy time. All those things. Bayley ended up picking up the win against Piper Niven. Then, while all the other girls are kind of fighting each other and out of the way, all of a sudden Nia Jax comes out of nowhere, attacking Bayley.
That was a good end. That was great ending.
There was so much going on
all
here.
These ladies in the storyline and keep Nia still relevant because she's the queen of the ring. She's not a part of the Money in the Bank, but still keeping her relevant. Still keep her, letting her know that she's on Bayley's back.
Yep.
Coming for her.
Yep.
Love it.
Nia will be facing Bayley at SummerSlam, and so it was a great way to kind of keep Nia involved. But on top of that, Nia attacked Bayley, and all of a sudden Michin came out of nowhere and attacked Nia.
Right, I was
like, again, great follow-up because Michin and Nia have been beefing weeks ago, and obviously Mia's been really busy going back between NXT and SmackDown, so it was really cool to see their story also continuing and having some continuity there and getting Michin on TV, helping Bayley out.
Yes.
It was actually a really great segment for the women. Kind of hyped everyone up for the Money in the Bank ladder match, while also continuing the SummerSlam story with Nia Jax and Michin kind of in the middle there. So
I think the Money in the Bank has a better build than the guys.
I would agree, and also I feel like the women's Money in the Bank is way more unpredictable than the men's, in my opinion. Because they could go a lot of different ways with the women. So we will see. Which brings us to our main event, where we have DIY versus Lord. I forgot that quickly. A-Town Down Under. I was about to say Down Under A-Town. I'm like, that's not it. That's not it. So this was actually a really good match.
This was a match that should have been on a pay-per-view. I'm sorry.
It should have been on a pay-per-view. They should have just put it on.
Should have held it to tomorrow, but whatever.
I know they're trying to keep their PLEs now down to about 5-6 matches max. I think it's been 5. 5? Yeah, they've been keeping it kind of the 5. So whatever. But this was definitely a pay-per-view quality match.
Such a good match. It should have been so. I was like, they missed such opportunity because these guys could have cooked for maybe a few, maybe 3 more minutes longer, and still they had so many near falls. It was just so good. The guys, whoever did that match and produced it, did very well. Shout out to you all the guys did such a good job.
I think someone will post it eventually this week, or next week, who produced it, because it was a great match. Again, like Krssi said, a lot of false finishes, a lot of, oh my God, they got it. No, they don't. Yeah. Oh my God, they got it. No, they don't. So when it actually did happen and they had their submission moves on. So a very important part here was the submission move on Grayson Waller. He was about to tap, and then Austin Theory comes and stops him and keeps him from tapping. And then they come in and put a hold on Austin Theory as well. So it was a double finisher, basically, a double hold. And guess who ended up tapping? Grayson Waller. Not Austin Theory, Grayson Waller. I think it's be very important here. He did, but Grayson Waller tapped first. So I think the important part here is that whole promo ahead of time that Grayson Waller had, he was trying to talk Austin Theory up and say, like, you got this. You need to do this more. You need to, whatever. When in the end, Grayson Waller is the one that cost them. So double Gargano escape. Thank you, Jeffrey. I was like, Mike, it's the hold that they do. But anyway, so I love the match. It was great. DIY are your new WWE Tag Team Champions. Congratulations to them. I know a lot of people have been calling for this, so I'm excited to see how they do. And that wasn't the end of the show, though, even though that was the main event. There then was a video montage, if you will, of Solo Sikoa.
Basically calling Roman out.
Huh?
Basically calling Roman out.
Oh, yeah, basically. And
that's
so
what the promo was. He called Roman out.
Did. He admitted that he seized the title tribal chief from Roman. It was not given to him by Roman like he had told Paul Heyman in the beginning. And he said if Roman wants the title back,
you gotta come get it.
You gotta try and take it from me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, okay. Right. So that's what we're doing up here. Jeffrey said Mafia Bloodline setup.
Basically, it really was. It's the Bloodline 2.0s, the younger boys, against like the older guys, and he's calling out the elders.
He is. Not gonna lie, those camera shots were hard as hell. Like there's this one where right at the end where Solo sits back in the chair, and it's kind of dim as you just kind of see a silhouette, and all of a sudden they just raise the ones, but they raise them like halfway. So it's not like the whole thing, like it's just like this. And I was like, whew, that shit's hard, man. That's some mafia shit. That's some mafia shit right there. So yeah, so he's called out Roman Reigns basically. So what does that mean? When does Roman show up? Does Roman show up? We don't know. Is Paul Heyman alive? We don't know. That's all up in the air, folks. But that was your closing SmackDown before Money in the Bank. So now me and Miss Krssi will give you our Money in the Bank predictions. Please follow along. Please tweet what yours are as we're going over the matches. Let us know who you think is going to win. Let us know if you think anyone's going to show up. If there's shenanigans. If there's going to be just, it could be your wildest takes. I don't care. Put them in the chat. Super chat if you want to see them sooner. Yep. But let's go through it. So Money in the Bank from Toronto, Canada, hosted by Trish Stratus. Tomorrow. And so let's just start off with the Intercontinental Championship. We have Sami Zayn, Canada's own Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. Who is going to win the Intercontinental Championship?
I say Sami retains. Give Braun his first loss on the main roster.
Interesting. So I did the prediction show earlier this week with John from Chairshot Wrestling. And he actually gave me some good reasoning, but I think Braun is going to win it. And he did get, and I had Sami Zayn as well.
Already?
And then he convinced me that Braun was going to win. And I'm like, why? And he gave some good reasons. And he's like, he's ready. I'm like, he is. And he's like, a loss for Sami doesn't hurt him. And the thing is that Sami has had a lot of big moments in front of
huge crowds,
home crowds in a way. Obviously in Saudi, he had a big one. And he also had a big one in, oh my God, I can't think right now, wherever it was, but he's had some really big moments, right? Mm-hmm. This doesn't hurt him. And I think it really establishes Braun as that next person, as a threat. Just imagine Adam Pearce when Braun holds a title. Like, he's already putting Adam Pearce through hell. Dude, I think they will shock us. I think Braun will take it. Let's see what the chat has to say.
Okay.
Before Bailey said, IC title, Braun in 4 minutes or less. Woo!
What?
Jeffrey, Braun is going to break treatment. I mean, he's kind of like that though, right? Jeffrey said Braun is going to break Sami in half. Joseph said Sami won't lose in his hometown. Jeffrey says Sami has a 2/3 chance of retaining. Yeah. So Miss Chrissy's going Sami. I'm going Braun on this one. Then you have Bloodline 2.0 versus Cody, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton. Who is going to win?
I have the Bloodline 2.0 losing.
Okay. I have the Bloodline 2.0 winning. You cannot call out Roman Reigns, and then take a loss. You're not a threat if you're losing.
All right,
Miss Krssi, they have a whole football team of Samoans that could come out at any time and help this man.
You're right. Okay,
Cody Rhodes has some roads. He don't have a football team.
You're right. Okay, fine. I'm gonna go with the Samoans.
I'm just saying, y'all. I think the Bloodline 2.0 needs the win. I also think this starts some friction between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
As well.
That's the question.
What?
Who gets the pin? Who has to eat that L? We have the champion.
I think Jacob Fatu could get the pin. I think it makes more sense for Solo to pin Kevin Owens.
Okay.
Yeah. Cody, I don't think Cody is going to be pinned.
Okay.
Jeffrey said, "Come on board, Krssi." I can't.
I'm on board, Jeffrey. I'm on board. For that
I'm actually going to skip to the main event, which is Seth Rollins versus Damian Priest for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That is the main event, apparently, rumored. Now, I don't know for sure, but anything can change. Rumored main event. Mm-hmm. Who's going to take it? Damian Priest retaining or Seth Rollins getting the W?
I got Damian retaining.
I think Seth's going to win it.
Okay. Oh, to make him get out of the...
Because there's a couple different things, right? Damian Priest said in his promo, they need me more than I need them. No biggie, right? And so obviously this has been building for months, this break between Damian Priest and Finn Balor and Judgment Day. So I actually do think that he will be kicked out. I think he'll lose his title. I think there will be some shenanigans. I don't know if Liv tries to get involved or Dominic and Liv comes out or what. I think Miss Krssi is frozen.
Okay, I'm back. Can you see
there
me?
She is. I was like, is she frozen? George, Miss Krssi is frozen. Yes, she is.
They don't want me to be great.
They want me to be great. Yeah, I agree with the chat. Teresa says Finn is going to cost Damian the title. I do believe there'll be some shenanigans. I think that a couple things that might happen. I think that Damian might tell them, don't come out here. Leave it be. I don't need you. And then I think Liv might come out and he might get pissed. And then I think that Dominic will then come out to get Liv away. And then I think Finn will come out. And then I think Damian gets pissed. And Finn does something to cost him the title. Okay. Now, will whoever wins Money in the Bank get involved? I do not know. That's another question, right? Because there have been same-day cash-ins that have happened on Money in the Bank. So we will see. In the end, I do believe Seth will actually end up winning the title no matter what. So that's my bold prediction. I have other reasons for that. I think, and guys, tell me if you think I'm wrong, but I think Seth Rollins versus Gunther at SummerSlam is a bigger money match than Damian Priest versus Gunther at SummerSlam. Right?
Yes. Makes sense. So you're going to have Seth just win it to lose to have Gunther win?
No, I don't think Gunther's winning at SummerSlam. I think Gunther will then challenge Seth Rollins for a rematch at Bash in Berlin.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, y'all. Agree, Seth versus Gunther is much better. Seth versus Gunther is the money match. I think so too.
Okay.
You can never go wrong with Seth Rollins holding the title. He's going to give you a banger of a match at SummerSlam. Damian has other story shit going on within Judgment Day. And I think we're going to get that Damian Priest versus Finn Balor feud going here. So should be interesting when Rhea gets back and everything's falling apart. Plus that was Liv's plan all along, right? Taking everything from Rhea. Judgment Day dismantling completely somewhat over Liv. Which is pretty cool. That works out that way. So let's talk about our Money in the Bank ladder matches. Let's go ahead and talk about the women's. Which one do you want to do first? Women's or men's?
Women.
All right. Women's Money in the Bank ladder match featuring Io Sky, Lyra Valkyria, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, Zoe Stark, and Chelsea Green. Who do we think is going to be Miss Money in the Bank?
Tiffany.
Tiffy time?
Tiffy
Is it Tiffy time for Money in the Bank?
Think so.
This one is so unpredictable because they can truly go several ways here. If I was booking it how I would like it, I want Chelsea Green to win. I want Chelsea Green to win because it would be the most entertaining Miss Money in the Bank there has ever been.
Correct.
I think she would do a lot with it. I could see her taking it everywhere with her. Just all of the things, right? Like she's just, and honestly, in a non-kayfabe situation, I think she deserves it. I think she has absolutely delivered since returning to WWE on every level as a character. And I just think her holding that Money in the Bank could be the most entertaining thing that we see. Piper Niven, like her Money in the Bank briefcase bodyguard, and like her going to cash in, and then the person like popping up, and she's like, "Oh no, never mind. I was just here to get it buffed." Like whatever. I just think it would be hilarious. Or like complaining to Pierce that they sent out the wrong ref. Like the ref is incompetent. He doesn't know how to count to 3. Right? Like stuff like that.
That would make it so good. Yes.
It would be so funny. And so I really want her to win it. I think she would get a huge pop in her home country as well. To be honest, she get a huge pop wherever she was. She's very well liked. I don't know. That's who I want to win. I'm going with Chelsea Green.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll happen. To be honest, I'd be happy with any of these women except for Zoe Stark. I love Zoe Stark. But it doesn't make sense for her to win it. I think her and Trish is definitely going to be involved with Zoe Stark somehow.
Yes.
I don't know. If Naomi won, I'd be happy. There's a backstory there with her and Bailey. They're questioning it tonight. Like, can Bailey trust Naomi? If she has the briefcase, do you really want her around you? So that's very possible. Tiffany obviously would do great with the briefcase, but I don't think she was my early pick like months ago. But the way things are playing out right now, I don't see it.
Okay.
But I'd be completely happy if she went. So do not get me wrong. Lyra, they're shooting to the moon with a rocket. I don't think it's her time yet for the briefcase. And Io is already a one-time Money in the Bank winner. I don't think she's winning it again. Plus, she has her date in Marigold and other things going on as well. So I don't think she's winning it. But my top 2 choices would be Chelsea and then Naomi and then Tiffany.
Oh, okay. Cool.
But I'm calling for Chelsea to win.
I have Tiffany, Chelsea, then Naomi. On my 3. Okay.
Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. This one is either very obvious or very unpredictable, and I can't tell which one. Let's check the chat though for the women's real quick. Jeffrey said she can have Piper hold it. Correct.
True.
George said Io is not winning. Correct.
Definitely not.
Teresa said, I want Naomi to win because her and Bailey would be a good feud, but I see Tiffany winning.
Okay.
Before Bailey said one Canadian has to win tomorrow, right? If so, give it to Chelsea and have Tiffany get into a feud with her.
I
agree. All Canadians cannot lose tomorrow. Just like I said for the Scots, I'm like, some of the Scots have to win. Like, you can't have them all lose. And sure enough, we got new tag team champions. So you're right. I think that's it. All right, men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We have LA Knight. Yeah. Drew McIntyre, Carmelo Hayes, Chad Gable, Jey Uso, and Andrade. So, first of all, you have people in this match who are high flyers, high risk takers. This shit is going to go insane. I think one of the Money in the Bank ladder matches should honestly main event, but if Damien is dropping the title and it's the big Judgment Day breakup, then I do believe that they will be main eventing. However, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. So this is either going to be the most overbooked match in America or straightforward, and we've all fantasy booked ourselves into a corner. Yeah. Who do you have winning this?
I'm going to go with LA Knight. They should have been pulled the trigger for him. I think he should win for sure. Let him have a run at it. Let him go far. Let him take a long time like Damian Priest did. Let him take a whole year chasing it down, carrying it around, giving crazy killer promos. I think he's the one that if we're doing it on the unpredictable side, I think he would win.
Yeah. Well, after much thought and a Money in the Bank prediction show and thinking about it some more, I think Chad Gable's winning.
Wow.
I think people are assuming the White Six are going to interfere. I think that they might show up, but I think Chad has the Creed brothers in his back pocket. And I think they might be a factor in helping him out. There's a couple reasons why. So Jey Uso, for instance, is Jimmy going to show up? Is he going to cost him? A lot of people are expecting Jimmy to win, or not Jimmy, excuse me, Jay to win. But he's already fought Damian Priest for the title. I don't know. I just don't. Merch wise, it might make sense. But I just don't think he's winning it because he's literally the poster of Money in the Bank. Which typically means that person is gonna have a bad night.
Right.
Especially a single individual.
Oh yes. I forgot about Logan Paul.
Correct. LA Knight is not going to win because Logan Paul will definitely be in Canada. He will definitely be showing up and he will definitely screw over LA Knight because I do believe that leads LA Knight versus Logan Paul at SummerSlam for the United States Championship, which then LA Knight will win.
So who do we have left over? Okay, so we have LA and
LA Knight, Logan Paul's gonna cost him.
Yes.
Carmelo has issues with everybody in the back. I don't think Melo's winning. Andrade's there just for spot fest. Then you have the Drew McIntyre factor. So Drew McIntyre has been haunted by a certain man named CM Punk for the last, I don't know, let's say 6 months, 5 months, whatever it's been. I think a couple things can happen here. Either I don't think Punk will necessarily show up. I think that Drew will be so paranoid that Punk is going to show up. All he has to really do is like play Punk's music at the very beginning of the match. And then Drew will go absolutely insane looking for him. Where's he at? Is he coming out? Is he going to attack me? And he's not even paying attention to the match because he's so focused on where CM Punk is.
Yep.
Right? So I think that will end up playing a factor for Drew. You know, I don't think Drew's winning it.
Okay.
And I think CM Punk, if not directly interferes, he's gonna fuck with his mind and his head, and just have him going internally insane, looking for him or trying to figure out where he's at. Which leaves Chad Gable. If the Wyatt Six shows up, or haunts him or teases him or whatever. And then let's say you see Chad Gable running off at the beginning of the match. Mm-hmm. What's to say he won't come back with like the Creed brothers as protection?
Correct.
And then he ends up getting up that ladder. I think Chad Gable's winning it. I think he'll hold the briefcase. And I think the White Six are going to make him pay for it. So,
that's my answer then. Okay.
My guess is Chad Gable.
Chad talked about losing his family, so him getting a new family makes more sense.
Correct. Let's see what a couple people in the chat are saying. Logan gonna screw LA Knight. Jay could be a bloodline feud soon. Drew feuding with Punk, Mello, and Andrade aren't doing any feuds right now. Chad has all the Wyatts stalking him. LA Knight wins the US title, correct, at SummerSlam versus Logan Paul. George, CM Punk might not show up. I don't think he should. I think, again, he should fuck with his head. I think he should pretend like he's in Canada, or like I said, play his music right at the beginning, right before the match starts. And that will just drive Drew nuts for the whole match, trying to figure out where CM Punk is and is he going to show up. Jeffrey said AJ Lee or Punk cost Drew in a hoodie and take the bracelet back. If AJ Lee shows up, y'all want to see me lose my shit.
Right.
You will see me lose my shit if AJ Lee shows up on a wrestling show called WWE at all.
I don't think she will, though, guys.
I don't think she will either.
I don't think she will.
But if she did.
Now, if she did, it would be great TV.
Look, before Billy, someone need to check on Stephanie if a certain former WWE Chiefest champion cost Drew. Girl. Y'all. I will film it if I can. I would literally lose. I would go running down the street of my neighborhood yelling in excitement. And they will probably call the cops and be like, I don't know what's happening. I think she's gone insane. Drew wins, but tries to cash in to make a three-way that CM Punk cost him. He did say, didn't he say in the promo that when he wins, he will cash in that night? He did say that.
That is very true.
He's like, I will cash in the same night and I will become champion.
So that makes sense then. But then you go against, do we want to see Drew and Gunther?
Well, Drew has the briefcase, so he can cash in on whenever, whoever.
Right.
But he's saying he's going to cash in the same night, which means that would be Damian Priest or Cody Rhodes.
Correct. Well,
I'm assuming it's going to be Damian Priest.
It's most likely to be Damian because Damian did it to him, so he would do the reverse to him. Oh.
Yes. Now I'm thinking about that too. Now, so it might be Drew.
It might be Drew. Man. Oh my God, I'm so lost now. I can't.
My first pick is Chad. My second pick is Drew. Third pick is Jey Uso.
Okay. First pick, you convinced me about Chad. I'll go Drew. No, I'll take it back. Drew, Chad, LA. I'll keep my same energy.
All right.
That's it.
That is ours, y'all. Let's see here. The 6-man tag main event. Ew, no. Joseph, no offense, but no.
Well, yeah, because then how will he cash in then?
Well, the 6-man tag is Cody. He needs to cash in on Damian. Damian and Seth are the main event.
Oh, yeah, no, that shouldn't be the main event. No, they're probably going to open up the show.
They will open the show most likely.
Either they open up the show or they'll be right after like the first Money in the Bank, which is probably going to be the ladies.
Correct.
Or the men. No, the men will probably start.
Drew said he wants the World Heavyweight Championship. If Drew wins and gets involved in the main event, they will have the men's Money in the Bank match first.
Yes.
Because they like to give them that
time
because they're involved in two different segments.
Correct.
Joseph said the women's winner should hold on to it for a while.
I think
that would be good. That would be. I would like the women. Io held it
for a while.
She right?
Till SummerSlam.
She held it for 4 months. 5 months?
Okay.
I don't know. Anyway, no. I guess just a month then. From Money in the Bank to SummerSlam.
Yeah, they said it was 5 to 6 weeks. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, so she held it for like a month and a half. Okay. Yeah, I like a Carmella type hold where she held it for 9 months. Like, hold it for a while. Like, that's what I'm saying with Chelsea Green. I feel like you can do that. And her just tease people and then get scared and not do it. And just, I think it'd be hilarious. But, well, that's it, guys. We made our predictions. We talked about SmackDown. I think tomorrow's going to be a great show. I'm really looking forward to Money in the Bank and what happens with it. I don't know. Thank you guys for joining us again. I have to choose a chat champion of the week. And I think that needs to go to Miss Teresa. Is it Gastic? I guess that's right. Teresa, you're the chat champion of the week. Congratulations.
Hey, Teresa.
There are no prizes, but you get kudos and a shout out from us. So congratulations. Miss Krssi Love, where can they find you throughout the week?
So, guys, you can find me on Fridays. We do Know Your Role on bodyslam.net. Other than that, catch me tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow morning, my time. Yes, tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. on our flagship show of True Hill Heat on the True Hill Heat page. So be there, be square, as we do everything, all this week's wrestling news, top events, everything that. And other than that, you can watch me on watch-alongs, reviews, all of the above. My Twitter is True Hill Krssi Love. Krssi Love _1 is my IG, and just my plain old name. Miss Stephanie, where can the lovely people find you, my dear?
You can find me on Know Your Role on Fridays after SmackDown with my lovely tag team partner, Krssi Love. You can find me on Serving Facing Hills on the True Hill Heat channel.
Yes.
One Sunday a month, where we talk about women's wrestling and hype up the women of pro wrestling on every company. Not just WWE, AEW, New Japan, Stardom, TNA, all the things. So catch us there. And you can follow me on Twitter at Stephanie Hypes, Instagram at Stephanie Hypes with 2 S's at the end. And I've been doing quite a few shows. With predictions, post shows, pre-shows, just people interviewing me. I don't know why you want to get to know me, but I'm happy to do it. And just all around fun. So just check out my timeline. I'll let you know where I'm going to be somewhere. And so, yeah, I guess Trish Stratus randomly is coming into town, my town. And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go see her. So that's on July 20th, I believe. So I'll probably do some coverage of that and stuff too.
Nice.
But, so yeah. Well, it's very nice to see everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. We will see you next week on Body Slam Net. Please like, subscribe, share. Again, tell all your friends. Thank you for joining us tonight. And have a great weekend. Enjoy Money in the Bank and NXT Heatwave. Bye.
Later.